Most people think being prepared makes them safer, and in most ways it does. But during a serious disaster, especially one where conditions are deteriorating, the wrong actions and behaviors can prove detrimental. Here are 6 mistakes that can make you a target during SHTF. When most people think about preparedness, they focus on supplies and skills. Food, water, medical gear, security. And those things are absolutely important. But during a serious SHTF situation, especially one where people are starting to realize that things are getting worse, folks start paying attention to different things. Who still seems calm? Who appears prepared? Who still has resources? Who acts differently from everyone else? And the reality is, this attention can become dangerous. Not because everyone suddenly becomes evil, but because fear, desperation, and uncertainty change how people behave. The more conditions deteriorate, the more people notice. And sometimes, the people drawing the most attention are the ones behaving differently from everyone else, for better or worse. That's why OPSEC, operational security, it matters. That's why the gray man mindset matters. And that's why some behaviors and actions, even well-intentioned ones, can create unnecessary risk. So let's start with number 1. One of the fastest ways to draw attention to yourself before or during SHTF is advertising the fact that you're prepared. And a lot of people do this without even realizing it. Yeah, sometimes it's obvious. Things like posting pictures of supplies online, talking about stockpiles, showing off expensive gear, telling people about your plans, especially on social media. But sometimes people draw attention to themselves without thinking about it. Maybe your house is the only one on the block with lights on. Maybe your generator is running nonstop. Maybe you seem overly calm and comfortable while everyone else is stressed and scrambling. People notice those things, especially when conditions are getting worse. And sometimes that attention isn't even hostile at first. Maybe someone comes to you for help, like a neighbor. They know you're prepared, and they're scared. And morally, this can become a very difficult situation. You want to help, so you give your neighbor a day or two's worth of food. But now they're back 3 days later because that food ran out. And maybe they mentioned it to a few other people down the block. Your supplies are a finite resource, and that's where things can become morally complicated. Because community matters. Helping other people matters. But during a serious SHTF situation, you also have to understand that every decision can create unintended consequences. The reality is, as conditions deteriorate, more attention gets focused on who appears prepared and who doesn't. We'll come back to this in a little bit. Panic can spread fast during a serious SHTF situation. And once it starts spreading, attention flows. When people panic, they stop thinking clearly. They rush, trying to solve everything immediately. They argue. Stress and fear start affecting how people treat each other. They make emotional decisions without slowing down long enough to think clearly or rationally. And sometimes that panic spreads to people around them, to people around you, family members, friends, your group members. One person losing control emotionally can affect everybody nearby. And in some situations, panic can make people look very vulnerable. Criminals, opportunists, desperate people often look for easy targets. People who are distracted, overwhelmed, afraid, unaware of what's happening around them. But panic creates another problem too. It tells everyone around you that you're not prepared, that you're running out of options, and that you're losing control of the situation. And when conditions are deteriorating, people notice that. That's why staying calm matters, not just for you, but for the people around you as well. Another mistake people make during SHTF is failing to blend in with the reality around them. And sometimes that has nothing to do with tactical gear or obvious behavior. This is less about OPSEC and more about social signaling. The small things that quietly communicate who might still have resources and who doesn't. As people start struggling, they will quickly start noticing who seems more comfortable, who still looks clean, who still seems well fed, who isn't standing in public assistance lines. Those things stand out. Even something as simple as your trash can getting fuller while everyone else is going hungry, or the smell of food when people around you haven't eaten in a day or two, that's going to start drawing unwanted attention. Food odor travels. Smoke can draw attention, which is one reason I actually like things like solar ovens. They produce very little smell, no visible smoke, and can even be used indoors near a window, where they're harder to notice from the outside. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description down below to one that I actually have and recommend. Anyway, people naturally compare situations, and when resources become scarce, they start paying attention to who still appears to have more. That doesn't mean you should look helpless, but it does mean you need to start thinking about what signals you may be sending without realizing it. Another mistake people make during SHTF is trying to become the hero outside their immediate group. And usually that instinct comes from a good place. People want to help. They want to organize things. They want to protect others. They want to help keep people calm. As conditions become more unstable, the person who steps into that role also becomes highly visible. People will start coming to you with their problems, their questions, their requests, and their expectations. And over time, that pressure can grow pretty quickly, especially if other people believe you have resources, answers, and solutions they don't. And once people start depending upon you, emotionally and or materially, it becomes very difficult to step away from that role. Because now, your decisions affect more than just you. During high-stress situations, even good leaders can make a bad decision. Maybe you get bad information. You make a wrong call. You're helping one group over another. You're telling people something they don't want to hear. Those situations can create resentment fairly quickly, and resentment can bring problems you don't want. Don't get me wrong, helping people is not a weakness. And like I said before, community matters. And realistically, you don't want to be the lone wolf either. But during SHTF, you also need to understand that responsibility creates visibility. And sometimes visibility creates risk. One of the biggest mistakes people can make during SHTF is underestimating what desperation can do to people. Most people are not criminals. Most people are not violent. But hunger, fear, stress, and uncertainty, those can change behaviors very quickly, especially when people feel like they're running out of options. And this goes back to what we talked about earlier. If people know you have supplies, food, water, medicine, stuff like that, eventually, some of them may start looking at your situation through the lens of their own desperation. Not necessarily because they're bad people, but because they're scared, because they're hungry. Their family is hungry, and they're trying to protect the people they love. I get it. I have a wife. I have kids, and I know exactly what I would do to protect them. The reality is, a lot of other people feel the exact same way. History has shown this over and over again. People like to believe they know exactly what they would or wouldn't do until survival gets involved. The Donner Party is a perfect example of this. Ordinary people pushed into extreme desperation, making decisions they never imagined themselves capable of making. That's the part many people underestimate. Desperation changes people's behavior. Desperation can become dangerous. Notice a common theme here? A lot of this comes down to paying attention to what's happening around you, i.e., situational awareness. As the situation gets worse, people change. Stress changes behavior. Fear and scarcity change behavior. And if you stop paying attention, you may miss the warning signs before situations start escalating. Maybe tensions are building in a crowd. Maybe someone keeps watching your house. Maybe arguments are becoming more aggressive. Maybe people around you are becoming more overwhelmed, and it shows. Those things matter. A lot of people become so focused on their own stress and their own survival that they stop noticing what's going on around them. And during SHTF, that lack of awareness can become dangerous very quickly. Situational awareness isn't about panic. It's about staying calm, staying observant, and recognizing patterns and potential problems before they're standing right in front of you. Preparedness is important. Having food and water, developing skills, obtaining medical supplies, providing security, all of that matters. But during SHTF, understanding people can become just as important as all of that. Because when conditions start collapsing, human behaviors change. And the people who draw the most attention to themselves, whether it's through panic, ego, carelessness, or visibility, can sometimes create risks they never intended. The goal isn't to become paranoid, and it's not about distrusting everyone around you. It's about understanding reality, staying calm, thinking clearly, protecting the people you care about, and avoiding unnecessary attention when conditions start getting worse. Because sometimes, during SHTF, the smartest thing you can do is avoid becoming the center of attention. Stay safe out there. Which of these mistakes do you think people are most likely to make during a real SHTF situation? Let us know in the comments down below. For more on this and other prepper topics, be sure to check out the website linked below. There is over a decade's worth of material and knowledge there. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching.